Scott, this is such an intense adrenaline rush of a movie. Was there something about Tommy or something about what Josiah saw that really made you want to be a part of this movie?
I read the script, I think 8 years ago now, and so I've been
Wow.
attached for 7 years, and that's why I'm an EP on the film. I helped, put the film together. So, I knew that this would be a movie that people wouldn't forget, and that's what I really liked. I liked it's a different approach to storytelling, in a way. You don't see a lot of movies that use this kind of structure. So, yeah, I just loved it, and I'm grateful 7 years later, here we are.
Well, there's interesting chapters to this particular film. Is that what also fascinated you about it as well? There's a distinction between the different chapters in this one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The structured telling of the film in 4 chapters is pretty interesting to me. I come from the theater, and it reminded me a little bit of how some of my favorite plays are written, how they you kind of go off on tangential streets, and then you all merge back in this beautiful, horrific town center, if you will.
It's a great way to describe it.
Yeah.
As EP, then how involved were you when it came to the casting of this particular chapter of this particular film?
Um, I was, I worked with Vincent on all the ideas. So we actually had somebody early on that was going to play. We were going to put this movie together a few years ago, and then the actor ended up, he passed away. So who was going to play Robert's role? So it's been a journey, and I think that we got really lucky with Robert, and then Nick and Kelly, and just the whole cast. It's everybody really put in a performance that kind of makes the fabric of the film cohesive. There's not, and it's very much in the same frequency, if you will. Everybody's performance.
Oh my gosh. I was talking to Nick about what an adrenaline rush it is and how everything just is so intense the entire time you're filming. But um, for you, what were some of your favorite scenes to film, or maybe the ones that were most challenging even for you?
I mean, my favorite thing was I grew up, I felt like it was like a Terminator reunion. I had Nick there, Robert
Ah,
was there,
yes.
Robert was there, and I really love Nick and Kelly. So we had that was really fun when I got to spend time with them. And to be honest, my favorite part of it was working with Robert, because we had so many scenes together, and we both couldn't stop laughing. I don't know what the deal is when you put Robert and I together, but we really, I think, appreciate and love each other, and we'll be close forever. Like, I love that guy. So that was my favorite part, is the bantering with Robert that we had.
How did you shake off then a long day of filming? We talk about how intense and edge of your seat viewing this movie is.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where you put your, like a horse race. The horse, to put the blinders up and you just keep going. It was one of those roles in films where you just stayed locked in throughout the whole time. So when you're done, you kind of come up for air, and then the movie's more of a surprise because you're so locked in. You're not, you know what I mean? You can't really, on a film, for at least for me, the way I work is, some people can go out and like have fun after we wrap. I kind of
Mm.
just stay in the zone on until the movie ends, and that's what this one was. I needed to do that.
Oh my goodness. The movie comes out in a couple days and you're a part of social media. Are you looking forward to that fast fan feedback you're going to be receiving once more people get to check out the movie here on Shudder?
Yeah, I think that people will definitely. It's a movie that I don't think anybody walks away and regrets the time that they spent watching it. I think it's a fun experience, and it definitely is shocking and riveting, and it leaves a mark. So yeah, so I'm saying, there's so much content out there. This movie stands apart, and that's why I was so drawn to it, because there's not a lot of stories like this, that are so shocking, if you will.
It's a thrill ride. And I was also telling Nick that the cinematography to this that Carlos Ritter put in is incredibly beautiful. What were your thoughts when you got to watch the movie for the first time and you saw the nuances that he added?
Well, I had some suggestions to Vince about some cinematographers, and then he sent me an email one night. He's like, I got the guy. And I guess he went through a deep dive of cinematographers globally. And
Wow.
Vincent's a director who really prepares. So he found this guy in Argentina. He liked his reel. They talked, and that's all Vincent. He just immediately knew that Carlos should be the one to shoot this. And I thought he did a phenomenal job.
I mean, it just, I think, heightens the intensity even more watching the additions that he's put in scene work. It's just makes it even more of a thrill ride. And that's actually a good segue to my next question, which is, what do you think it is about what Josiah saw that's just going to make it such a fast fan favorite horror thriller movie?
I think the gusto it has with the choices that Vincent made as a director. It didn't no punches were pulled. A lot of directors would get scared that people might not be able to follow the four chapter structure,
Mm,
but he stuck to his guns, and I think that kind of bold filmmaking is why it will stand out. I think that those are the choices that from my director and close friend Vincent, because he definitely didn't pull any punches, and he went there into some really dark waters. And I know a lot of people out there like stories this dark, so I think there will be an audience that really loves it.
well, it's getting ready, as we said, to premiere here on Shudder. What does that accomplishment mean to you that it's going out through a very well known and very significant horror genre network?
I think it's really special what Shudder's doing. They've kind of captured people who really appreciate this genre. They created their own community around films. And anytime we can keep film alive and keep cinemas open and people going to the movies, and horror is such a fantastic genre, and the fans in the horror genre are the best. Like, I'm not gonna say the best fans, but I don't want to like alienate anybody, but like they're so diehard, they're so passionate, they appreciate the effort that goes into trying to keep you on the edge of your seat and create something that has a lasting impact on you. So I love the horror fans, and I think it's special. When you're on a project for 7 years and it comes to fruition, it's just a matter of not giving up. And I know that a lot of us from the ground up, we never gave up with this one. So the day has come.